Hello fellow human, and welcome back to another Dank Door / Choosing Beggar videos. Today we have 6 stories. The first story is posted by you / the Grand Blurg. My sister is a choosing beggar. So this story takes place a couple of years ago. I've just moved from home to an apartment in a neighboring city in northern Sweden and had started to work at my first job. One night while I'm on my computer watching YouTube, my sister calls me. We talked for a while on the phone and then she asked me, "So, when are you going to come to visit me at my new place?" My sister had moved to Gotland, which is an island of the coast outside Stockholm, roughly around 650 to 700 kilometers from where I lived at the time. "Well, I was thinking of coming down this summer," I told her. "Well, couldn't you go with your brother? He's coming down in 2 weeks. I was surprised by that as our brother hadn't said anything about going down there when I talked to him earlier. And I told her that I could tag along as long as he was going. So the call ended. I called up my brother to hear what was going on. My brother told me that he had agreed to visit her because apparently I was going as well. We laughed at this, but thought nothing else about it. How wrong we were. Flash forward to a week before departure. My sister called me. "So, I was thinking, since you're already going to come to visit, can you take some things with you from home?" I told her that the round trip of that would result in additional 300 kilometers to an already long journey. "But our brother said it was okay, and since you're riding with him, it's okay, right?" So I asked her, how are we going to move those things, and apparently we're going to rent a truck. This didn't feel right. I asked her if our brother was really on board with this, and she told me that he had signed off on it, and that he had told her that, "This trip is easy, we could always sleep in the truck." Knowing my brother, I knew something was up, so I called him and asked him what the hell was going on. He got mad as all hell. Later that night, my sister called me and was super upset. Apparently, I had ruined everything, because now my brother didn't want to visit and her belongings would make it down to her. I told her to hire a moving firm and hung up the phone. TLDR, my sister tried to get me and my brother to act as a free moving firm. A smart CB indeed. This is called triangulation. It's a common manipulation tactic. We have the second story written by you / Gonna Her Pesty Filades. CB mother and slight justice for me. I'm a tattoo artist, have been for quite some years now. This incident took place a few years ago. I was working a different shop in different city back then. The CB was 16 or 17 years old girl who came in looking for a tattoo. She wanted a tattoo of rose on her neck. At first I didn't know her age, but I gave her a routine consultation. It was a pretty simple idea, so I gave her the base price, which was around 150 to 200 bucks. I already had a good idea that she was too young, and I don't do visible tattoos on people who do not already have a lot of courage already. Once I got her age, it was a definite no. I already don't care to do neck tattoos often. I certainly won't be doing one for an underage girl. Right off the bat, she was not okay with the price. She insisted I do it only for 80 bucks, which I told her was absolutely not going to happen. Then once I discovered her age, I told her that there was no way she was getting a neck tattoo or any tattoo for that matter. Even with parental consent, I will not tattoo a teenager. She, of course, threw a fit about this and cursed me and told me how she can get it done cheaper somewhere else by somebody who'll tattoo minors. I told her that she was welcome to leave and seek that person out. She stormed off and I figured that was that. Well, it wasn't. About a week later, this angry older woman comes in just furious. It took a while to figure out what she was so angry about, but eventually we got it out of her. Apparently, I had done tattoo on her 16 years old daughter's neck, and it was also just terrible. I kept insisting that I wouldn't do a tattoo anybody underage, let alone on the neck, and that I've been doing this long enough. Even if I had, it wouldn't be a bad job. Eventually, it clicked for me that it was CB from a week or 2 before. I asked the mother if it was a girl named X, and she confirmed. I informed her about her daughter's visit and how I had turned her away. She had calmed down a bit by this point, but still didn't believe that I hadn't done the tattoo. So I brought up our CCTV footage from when her daughter had come to visit. Showed her how she had a fit and left. The mother gets on the phone with her daughter immediately and starts shouting at her about lying where she got a tattoo done. Apparently, she had gotten it done somewhere else, and when she got in trouble with her mom, she told her I did it. I guess thinking she was gonna get some revenge or display some of the anger my way. Well, either way, 2 days later, her mother dragged her back to the shop, made her apologize to me, and made her give me 40 bucks of her own money in compensation for causing me the trouble. The daughter threw another tantrum about the whole thing, but her mother was quite insistent. It was pretty amusing all around, and the tattoo she had gotten was just awful, which was an added bonus. There has been a lot of other stories of CBs over the years, but this one was pretty funny to me. Well, props to the mom, not only changing her stance once evidence was presented, but following through with trying to teach her daughters a lesson. Next up, we have the third story shared by u/NoDeckGirl. No Christmas lights? Looks like I ruined Christmas. So my parents have had a super decked out Christmas light show for the past 5 years at their home. It's a choreographed to music and they collect donations for the local Children's Cancer Center. It's pretty awesome, been on the local news, the whole shebang. This year in October, they decided to move just outside of the town, and since they gave us a sweet deal, my husband and I bought the house as our first home. Before they start packing, I had told my stepdad that he could leave it all up and we could monitor everything so that the show would still go on one more year in this spot before telling everyone it was moving next year. He was positive he'd get it up and running over there, so he took it all with. He didn't. Computer crashed, everything was custom to our house and not a new one. This isn't relevant though. Fast forward to the Thanksgiving evening. People show up outside my place expecting lights like previous years. Some see there's literally nothing on the house and drive away. Others have come back during the day to ask about it. Some are understanding and congratulate us on our house, and we point to them Facebook page to follow for updates. Others, well, not so much. I was getting the mail after work one day and some lady pulled up right up to me as I was carefully navigating the snow and ice with my cane and honked at me. She demanded to know where the lights were and when they'd be up. After explaining that the prior owners had moved and would have to show again next year at their new house, she shushed me. No, I mean this house. When will you have the lights on this house? We come here every year and my daughter were very disappointed when there were none. Well, probably never. As you can see by my cane, I don't get around easily, so I can't really climb any ladders. Plus, all of our spare money goes to my medication and doctor's appointments, so lights aren't exactly in our budget. That is ridiculous. You have to put up lights. Go out and buy some. Not that cheap crap either. You need a show like before. I want to bring my family next weekend, so you better get on it fast. Then she backs up, pulls around me and drives off. I chuckled and told my husband about the loon after I got inside. Apparently, just days before, he had a similar conversation with this very same lady with snow blowing out in the driveway. We saw a car stop by next weekend, so we shut the curtains, pretend not to be at home, while she hammered on our door and screamed at us that we were ruining her family Christmas. Apparently, we were the worst because a cripple won't spend medication money on lights for the strangers. Sad face. Oh my god, I mean, people like this have got to have personality disorders. No rational person would have behaved this way. Moving on to the fourth story shared by /a couple of Irish folk. It's 25% off! Yes? Can I have 50% off? Please give it back. But I paid! You didn't? I hope you lose your job! Had a very angry man came up to the cashier, practically purple, and thrust figurine in my face and says, "The shelf tag says full price, but online it says 25% off all of these figurines." I scan it and it comes up on sale, and we just let him know that sometimes we don't always have the sale tags up in time for the sale day. He relaxes. As I'm totaling up, he goes, "Can I have another 25% off because of the prices aren't done?" I tell him that the sale is already a really good deal, as these particular figurines very rarely go on sale at all. He says, "Are you joking?" while signing loudly and patting his pocket and eventually tossing a few bills on the counter after I kept waiting and he realized it wasn't going to be any cheaper and then taking the figurine and start walk away. He's a good $10 short, so I called loudly, "Sir, you're short." He doesn't stop walking, so I yell, thinking he's hard of hearing, "Sir, you're short. May I have the other $10 please?" He kind of shuffles at the entrance, rolls his head on his shoulder like he's trying to compose himself, and comes back and says, while getting angry again, "Listen, I'm trying not to lose it with you, but you're not doing customer service bid very much justice here. It's $10. Can't you just give me 50% off like we talk about?" I tell him it's not 50% off and that he can come back later when he has the money, but the store doesn't do additional discounts and I politely request the figurine back. He tucks it under his arm and then suddenly yells in my face, "I paid for it, you have the money!" I got really scared because I can't really handle a grown butt man. He looks like he's about 50, thinning buzz cut, pretty tall, works out, yelling at me. And just looked at the money on the counter and said quietly, "You're $10 short, sorry." At this point, he just takes the figurine and slams it into the ground so hard it damages the box and grabs the bill he left back and lets out a billowing roar. "I hope you lose your ducking job!" Then leaves, ignoring the managers who tried to get him back to come back. I pretty much felt like crying, but I didn't. I just put the figurine aside because it's so damaged, we have to mark it down by about 50%. He's not getting it. Wait a minute, people can just go into stores and damage items and yell at the staff without any kind of fines or repercussions? The fifth story is shared by Captain Adam 5399. Choosing beggar demands I pay for her shopping when she didn't bring anything to pay with. This happened just an hour ago and I'm laughing at the insanity and absurdity at the situation. So as everyone is painfully aware, there's a little situation going on in the world and we're on a lockdown, with the exception of going out for essential shopping. So some backstory. My Nana and I are quite close and she's fifth member of our family. Mom, dad, me, my brother, and my Nan. And she's elderly, disabled, and asthmatic, so she's high risk and vulnerable. Now, I'm also severely asthmatic and probably shouldn't be going out shopping, but for my Nan, I'm willing to risk it. So I go out to do her shopping at Morrison's. She gives me her shopping list and I get what she needs and what's available. Side funny story, the toilet roll aisle was fully stocked and I was shocked. I don't get why people are so obsessed with toilet rolls, but if that's what people panic buy in this situation, at least in the future, history lesson and exams will have ridiculous questions and my grandkids in the future can ask about it and I can have a laugh. Anyway, onto the story. So, like at most stores, there's markings to help with social distancing and keep people safe. So this CB started off by ramming me with her trolley while I was waiting to scan my items to pay and was evading my personal space. Very rude. So I began placing my items on the till and she's just glaring at me for some reason and muttering to herself about me hurrying up. I place a divider and go start bagging my items. "I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had to rush for you." Sarcasm. So as I'm bagging my items and about to pay for the cashier and continue scanning strange items that I know I wasn't buying. I ask the cashier, what's going on? "Those aren't mine." And the cashier is confused, saying that there's no divider. I look up and this CB has removed the divider and now her items were being scanned and added to my bill. I tell the cashier and she starts to remove the items and sort the mistake. This is when the CB goes insane. "Excuse me? What are you doing?" I'm confused and tell her that her items were accidentally being scanned and thinking that the divider must have been buried in the shopping. I didn't think it was a big deal as the cashier was apologetic and sorted it. "You need to pay for my shopping." I'm just shocked and simply say, "What?" She glares at me. "My items were being scanned or you're shopping, so you have to pay for them. And since you're paying for some now, you must buy my whole shopping." I give the cashier a look and I'm absolutely gobsmacked. "What makes you think I'm going to buy your shopping?" She scoffs and continues on about how a few mistakes means I have to pay. I pay for my items and she still stood there expectantly waiting for me to pay for her shopping. I begin to walk away and she screams for me to come back. People are now staring, so I turn and say, "Lady, I don't know you and I don't have to buy your shopping for any reason." She then screams for security and feeds them some lie about me having to pay for her shopping. He called me over to ask what was happening and I told him. She then went on admitting that she removed the divider thinking I wouldn't notice and I would pay for her. Thankfully, the security guard just looked at her and told her the same thing I said, that I didn't have to. As I began walking away, she was screaming at the cashier saying that she didn't have any cash or cards on her to pay and was demanding her to honor some expired coupons. I left before anything else, so I don't know how it ended. So this woman thought that she was entitled to her shopping and I had to pay for it as she didn't got any way to pay for it. Honestly, how can you be so stupid to not bring a means of paying for your shopping? I'm wondering if she tried it before and whether it worked on other people. I ain't buying someone else shopping for no good reason. Well, I'm not sure how this scam was going to work. Even if another person unintentionally pays for the extra shopping, they just walk away with all the shopping. Like what she's going to do? Scream that someone else paid for their shopping and demanded bags? No, of course not. On to the final story shared by u/BelowAmaze. We offer free pony rides for family in needs. Mom complains about not getting the pony she wants. Man, the equestrian world is full of beggars and people who can't take advice or accept stuff. Once a week, we offer a special pony riding program. The deal is you can check out the first time for free. Afterwards, you pay for what you can afford and want to afford, up to 10 euros. If you can only pay like 2 euros, that's fine and we won't judge you. Our offer is designed for families in need and we get lots of kids every week. The only thing is, the parents and their kid have to clean their pony together and we choose the ponies for the kids. We know our animals pretty darn well and don't want to abuse them either. So we have a young mom and her probably husband getting there asking if it's really free. We inform her of our offer and she's totally in for it. Her kid is 2 or 3 years old and has never been on horseback, which is understandable. So I hand her a brown, very small pony. I tell her it's perfect for beginners. She completely freaks out and asks why her kid can't ride the 140 centimeters tall white pony next to her. I tell her that a slow pony is always better for newbies, and if her kid has more experience, we can consider it. I realize her husband carries another young child on his shoulders, and while I help out the family with the white pony next to them with hoof cleaning, the situation gets tense. The mom and her husband suddenly put both of her kids on the white pony. Without any saddle on, none of the kids is wearing a helmet. I was holding the hoof to clean it, so I didn't notice it at first. When I looked up, I was in shock. I got mad and asked them to put their kids down immediately. Tell them what they do is dangerous. They get mad at me and complain. But my kid deserves to ride that big pony. My kid doesn't need scum like slow ponies. The family next to me supports me and tells them to get their kids off, and they refuse. The kids lost their balance and the ponies start buckling to get them off. Both poor kids fell to the ground and we had to call ambulance because they didn't wear a helmet. They tried to sue our place and left bad reviews at Google. When the ambulance arrived, they were both in tears, and when I asked them if that was really necessary, the mom was still trying to blame me for not fulfilling her request. Also tried to tell her that this wouldn't have happened with the pony I was planning to give them, and she just said, "Shut up! You don't know anything about horses!" Now you know guys, animals and entitlement simply don't mix. Ponies, they don't give a crap. That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.